What up, fight fans? It's your boy D-Rock, and you're watching D-Rock Boxing. Alright, so today I've got a little bit to talk about here. Basically, I'm just going to cover a few of the recent happenings that have been occurring in the heavyweight division lately. So the first thing I'm going to start talking about is Joshua versus Wilder Undisputed. So you guys may have heard that Wilder has accepted the terms, accepted a deal for a flat fee, which is more than the 12.5 million that he was originally offered, to go over to UK and fight Anthony Joshua for the undisputed, for all the belts on the line. That's the four major belts plus the IBO belt from the four sanctioning bodies, plus IBO. So there's 5 belts on the line there, and hopefully this starts legitimizing the IBO with whoever winning it. You know, hopefully not just chucking that belt away because he's got another mandatory to face. But you know, Anthony Joshua's been pretty good with that IBO belt and has held it the whole time and cherished it. He hasn't stuck it on the back burner and got some bum in the background holding it. So this is really good news. I'm really happy about this. This is what we want. This is the apex of heavyweight boxing right here. We have the only two champions in the world, AJ having 3 of the main sanctioning body belts plus the IBO belt. So he has 4 belts bringing to the table. Deontay Wilder with what's regarded to be, you know, the king of belts, the WBC belt that he has, and they're going to put all these belts on the line for a massive fight in the UK, and it's supposedly a 2-fight deal, so they can also go back to America and have another fight after that. So, you know, this is good news. I thought I'd get that out there just so you guys can you know, you probably already know, but here we go. Next thing, as you're probably aware, Parker versus White on the 28th of July. That's another banger of a fight. You know, this is basically the guys that are just underneath Wilder and Anthony Joshua. The two, they're not champions. They don't have a belt. Joseph Parker's the next champion, and Dillian White, he's got that WBC silver strap. He's rated #1. And by all accounts, he should be in the mandatory position, but WBC seems to, I don't know, they're playing a bit of games. They seem to be Team Wilder, we'll put it that way. So that's good. That's coming up next month, end of next month. The guys are in camp at the moment. 7 weeks to go, so good luck for both of them for that. In other news, David Haye has officially retired. Yep, David Haye, after losing to Bao Yu twice in a row, you know, we all saw his body failing him on the first time. It looked as if it failed him on him the second time. He didn't have that speed that he once had, the power. Power's usually last to go, we're told. But even by his own admission, I've seen an IFL video him saying that he doesn't possess that power and that speed that he once had. So it's been an illustrious career from him. He was a unified cruiserweight champion, the first British unified cruiserweight champion, unifying 3 of the belts at that time, which was enough for to be a unified champion then, undisputed. His record, he's fought for 27 years, 16 of those as a professional. He's had 32 fights. And in 2009, he won the heavyweight belt against the WBO heavyweight belt against a monster of a man called Nikolai Valuev. If you haven't seen Nikolai Valuev, he basically looks like an ogre off Lord of the Rings. I think they based those ogres on him, you know. So, well done. You know, I think he's 7'2" or something ridiculous like that. Like, he just dwarfed David Haye. But, you know, ogres aren't known for their speed. In other news, Tony Bellew is making comments out there that he wants to fight Tyson Fury. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Tyson Fury had his comeback fight in the weekend against Sefer Seferi. Seferi was too short, he's about my height, and he just basically couldn't do anything against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's too big, he could barely touch the guy's chin, and Tyson, being Tyson, just toyed with him a bit and then started laying into him. His 270 pounds of weight, he can throw some bombs when he needs to. Sefer Seferi ended up giving up at the end of the fourth round, but I don't think Bellew will be the next fight for him. From what I've heard, he's been calling out Manuel Charr. I don't think Manuel Charr will take that fight, but Shannon the Cannon Briggs. There's been a bit of back and forth with Shannon the Cannon and Tyson Fury. Shannon the Cannon was calling him Fat Man and making a whole lot of memes about Tyson Fury the Fat Man, and that would be a good fight, But Bellew, I didn't pick Bellew to beat David Haye. He's quite an underrated fighter. I wouldn't pick him to beat Tyson Fury, but with Bellew, the odds are against him and he seems to come through. So I'm looking out to see how this little saga plays out. And lastly, Junior Fa, he was supposed to fight Richard Lartey, a Ghanaian. He's supposed to fight him on the 22nd of June. Lartey's pulled out, and he has now been replaced by Luis Pascual, who is the Mexican heavyweight champion. And his record is 13-1. And Junior Fa's record is 14-0. So that will be here in New Zealand. It's an event run by Shane Cameron, and I'd like to go to that event. I know Shane Cameron was talking about tables and nearly selling out tables, but I wouldn't be looking at getting a table. I would like to just have a seat in the grandstand somewhere and just have a watch. Otherwise, I'll be at home. But yeah, there's a fight there coming up as well. So good luck for Junior Fa for that. All the best, and I'll know you'll come out victorious, my man. So there's just a bit of news from the heavyweight division. Just letting you guys know, getting that out there. Like and subscribe, drop us a comment, let me know what you think about any of the news that I've had to say, and I'll catch you guys in another one.